So hey, welcome to my solo show. I don't even know if this test footage is gonna work. I have no idea, but I'm gonna give this one a run. We're gonna talk about some board games, talk about some solo, co-op, true solo, anything that I can do with these two hands by myself. Yeah, this is a family show. I'm not going to be cussing or anything like that, nor am I going to be saying things like that are pretty corny. But yeah, I'm going to stick with that. Anything with these two hands. All right, so what is this solo show about? We're going to be talking about, like I said, solo games, but topics around that. Games that are out now, games that are on crowdfunding, games that I want to back, games I shouldn't, or I feel like I'm not going to suggest you back. This is not promo. Some of those games will be things that we've covered. Some things won't be covered, but we'll also talk about just solo topics as well. So let's just dig in. Let's start with some of the games that that came recently, games that I also want to, basically arrive, games that I bought, and games that I want to get back to the table. And by the way, please feel free to like and subscribe. We really need all your support, and especially for something like this. It does let me know that you want to keep doing this content. You want to find out information from me. You're going to get my opinion every time. So let's get back to it. Now, I'm going to talk about some games that I want to get back to the table, but I'm going to start with one that's a little sus for me, and that one is Clank Catacombs. Now, I don't know how the lighting is on this one, by the way. I'm also testing lighting, so it might be a little bright, but this is Clank Catacombs. I have no idea how I feel about this game. I got it at PAX U, and I'm not necessarily a Clank fan. So if you're a Clank fan, make your statement for your claim for why you like Clank so much. Because I'm a deck builder fan. I like the idea that there are tiles in this game that come out randomly. I like the idea of running in a dungeon and coming back out. That makes sense to me. And generally, I like games with the type of market roll they have, but for some reason, it doesn't come together. And that's something that happens in board games where it's like, I like the concept, I like the idea, but I'm not necessarily sure about the game. And that's why I haven't gotten this to the table, because I'm a little sus. I'm a little on the fence about something I own, which is terrible, because as you can see, we got a lot of board games behind us. I'm probably sure I have about 300-400. So I don't know why I do that, but sometimes I end up with games like this, probably an impulse buy, probably should watch that. So maybe let me know how you feel about this one if you played it. I mean, even the app stuff, I happen to like app-supported games. I don't know what it is about this game. Now, one game that I really, really want to get back to the table is Isle of Cats. I haven't played this in maybe almost 2 years. I feel like this game came out 3 years ago. I haven't played this in like 2 years, but it is one of my top games. I think it was just outside of my top 50. I really enjoyed this game overall. I don't even care about cats, but I do like the fact, I think I had a cat at the time, and I kind of had a love-hate relationship with that cat. But the cat was my partner back in the day, and I like playing this game with people, and I love that it's at a higher player count, and I love the fact that it has a family version of the game. But I really did enjoy the solo for this game, and there's even more content in here I haven't even touched. It's just stuffed inside of this box. Definitely let me know about Isle of Cats, because it's a one-player game. You're really drafting, but this one you have solo AI that that interacts with you. It's just a combo of all the cool things you can do with cards, and I really adore this game, and I definitely need to get it back to the table to see where my head's at years later. I don't know. Once again, if you like Isle of Cats, tell me a little bit about why. Have that discussion in the chat, and I will definitely come to you. All right. Now, a game that has just arrived is Hegemony. Hegemony is quite the heavy game. While I'm always excited about Euro games, I am more excited about Euro games that I can actually get to the table. And this one's a beast. I mean, I love Lacerda games. Haven't played some of my Lacerda games in years. And this one here, I even had a game day where it was tough to get to the table games. And guess what? I got this on the table. Somebody helped set it up. I was helping set it up. It just took too long. So I know that's a big deal, but I'm really interested in Hegemony and what it's trying to do. This game you're going to be playing as a class system. It's all asymmetric, so you can play as the working class, you can play as the middle class, you can play as basically the capital, you can play as the man, basically. And all these things are playing out. You got bills, you got people working, immigrants, new laws, I mean, all kinds of stuff, owning businesses at different levels. all that stuff speaks to me, and the fact that I can play these things solo and there's decks for everything, give it to me. Give it to me. But I worry. I do own it, which is great, but I do worry about, am I going to get this to the table? And if you get a copy and you're not sure about it, let me know if you do. Let me know when you do, how you feel about this game, because I've heard nothing but great things about it, and that's why the publisher reached out to me. This is a publisher copy, but I'm really excited about playing this game as well. So for full transparency, this was given to me by the publisher. I should have said that first. But this game just is delivering very soon. I will likely have coverage of it in April, because I'm not playing it this week. I'm playing some Isofarian Garb. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But yeah, Hegemony. This is definitely an interesting game. Let me know if you back this. What interested you in the beginning? There's a lot of information about class systems. They did a lot of research for this game. That makes me excited too. Now, one last game. I thought that would be the last game. I got one here. This is a game I couldn't find for years, and I gave up on it years ago. This is Aventuria, and I haven't even taken it out of the wrap. And I found this at PAX U, I think it was, and I bought it. It's got a new version or new edition, and I think this is the one I bought, but this game is in such low print run and it's expensive. It's a card game that's like 50, 60 bucks. So like, think of, I mean, actually no, Arkham Horror, the card game is cheaper than this. But yeah, think of a game that's like that, an adventure type game, but I think it's from I think it's like from the Netherlands or something like this. Ulysses Spiel. They are, they low print run, but this game has really good lore in it. You can actually play it as a card battle game, but this one actually has a story in it, and they revamped the game a little bit, and I think they revamped some of the mechanics to make it more easier of a flow, because it was a little bit more of a complicated of a card game. And I really want to give this another shot. It came out like 5 years ago, I think, and they've kept supporting it, but a lot of people don't have the base game, because one, it's expensive, and also two, the story was okay. I think they went a little bit deeper with it, and if you have more support, I just bought this and an expansion. I would say, why not? They're expensive. I was doing some convention balling and acting like I had all the money in the world. I ended up buying it, so we'll see how this one goes. I'm going to update you on this one, because I'm not sure if people know about this one, and I may do some coverage on it, maybe a solo Sunday, because I really am excited about this game. A little old school for me. Let's talk about some games that are on crowdfunding. Now, one of the big ones right now, the biggest one, is Elder Scrolls, the Elder Scrolls Online chip theory game. I happen to actually play that game. I was flown in and schmoozed with all weekend by the CTG team. I love them. They've been around since I first started Gen Con, so I'm fully compromised when I talk about this, but I did play the game, and here's some of my thoughts on the game. First of all, back the game. If you're one of those people that's on the fence, you love IP, you're in. Back the game. If you're a CTG fan, it's got some familiar greatest hits type stuff, back the game. But I'm going to tell you why you should back the game and why you might be interested in backing the game, because I try to make sure I watch out with that, because this game is over $100. It's quite expensive. So let me tell you about some of the things that are important. One, it is very familiar to TMB. Now, Gilly was very clear about this. He said, hey, it's TMB Evolved. I agree and disagree, because there are things in here that are very much TMB style. The way the dice are used is similar, but the way you even adventure feels different, more exciting to me. Now, you're still taking that pebble, moving it around the board, but it actually feels more involved, because you're actually traveling between towns. There's actually things to do in towns, things to learn. There's more mechanics that goes into that. And, there's more exciting things that go into lock picking, all that stuff. If you're a TMB person, too many bones person, you know what I'm talking about. But there's a lot more freedom and more free flowing to it. And even when you go into caves, there's like a randomized caves and dungeons. I love this thing, because you pull out random cards and it kind of opens up the board, but at the same time it opens up problems. Because we got into a trap in our situation where like all these people came down, and all of a sudden I was surrounded. And that can happen in a game like Skyrim that I played, and I was just like, whoa, this feels like a video game. And there's different skill guilds, a lot of races to choose from, so it definitely feels similar. I mean, even the way they use, let's say, bones, the way you use bad rolls is similar. So they have some of those things that you're familiar with, but overall, I think this game is actually easy to get to the table. I expect them to have a really good insert, sort of like Burn Cycle. If you know how to set it up, it's like quick. It's quicker than other games. Like Too Many Bones takes longer to set up. This one, you get the rules down, you get the characteristics are real easy as well. How you build your characters, a lot easier to digest. So definitely take a look at this one. And for people who love this type of stuff, you're a CGG loyalist, you're in good hands. I'm very certain about that. Give it a back. But for the people who are going to spend, you know, $150 to $240, I would say do a little bit more research. I'm sure they'll have videos that are going to come out from the footage that we filmed. But I just want to make sure that's clear before I tell you, hey, go out and back this thing for a whole bunch of money. That's not what I'm here to do. I'm here to help you make informed backing decisions when I do these previews and also when I do coverage. There's no reason to trick you or anything like that. I don't do that kind of stuff. This one I did do a promo video for, and this was Unmatched, the Tales, what is it called? Tales to Amaze. I always got to watch out for the title. By the way, when I was filming it, I had to like refilm footage for this like 10 times. I was like, Tales to Amaze. It was stupid. That's some low-key film stuff. But this one right here is a cooperative game. It is Unmatched is a skirmish game for 2 to 4 players. This is for 1 to 4 players. And usually you're just battling it out. They got a 2 box, they got 4 box, so they all have these different themes. But this one is its own box as well, and you can mix and put in your characters from any game. They even have rules for it. But this is a cooperative one where you're fighting off against monsters. The monsters have objectives that you're trying to stop, and along that they have minions as well. And there's a mix of minions in there that make things really difficult, and it scales very well. That's important to note. But I don't think they have too much extra on this Kickstarter campaign or crowdfunding campaign. I can't remember which one it's on. So you may want to look at this or wait for retail and see how reviews go. I totally understand how that goes. I can't tell you which way to, you know, one way or the other, because I can't tell you what to do with your money. But I had a heck of a time with this game. You have 4 decks in here. And even if you don't know the characters, that's the cool thing about Unmatched. You can kind of learn about the characters by just playing the game and what they do. But honestly, it's another deck to play that's asymmetric, and you learn how to play the game, and it's just an exciting experience. I like games like that. That's actually a good sign of a design concept, and that's what Unmatched excels at. It has a really good design concept, and overall, when they changed this when they added this and made this cooperative, it just makes me even more entrenched in what they're doing. So definitely give this one a look. And like I said, you may want to wait till retail, because there's not like an insane amount of content being added to this. Also, I think they opened up some regions, and that was a big axe to grind with some people. So definitely take a look at that one. That's it as far as all these games. This is what I do when I go on podcasts and stuff. I just talk about a bunch of games, things that are on my mind. So what's on my mind? I'm going to talk about backing big games. I own a lot of big box games that are 200, 300, 400, you know, and 500 in case of KDM, or Solomon Kane, I think it was like 300 or whatever. But I also have to watch it, and as I've aged as a gamer, I've decided to really take that down a notch. I actually kind of have a hard cap on big box games just because of space, but also can I really enjoy all the content as much as I used to. Back in the day, I had a big green table. I put something out and play KDM for 2-3 months, and that was the only game I have. Now I have 315 different big box games. I gotta watch it, right? Some of these are kicking up dust. Aeon's Trespass has not even been touched. Okay, it's been open, played around with, and looked at, but hasn't been touched. And I loved that game back in the day. But what I've decided is that before I back a $150 game, which other one is going away? And I'm going to be back in the Elder Scrolls game, but which one of these boxes is going away? And that's why I'm really safe about saying, hey, go out and back this game, because we're making investments into these experiences, and I'm not all about what's the next thing, which one can I get, as much as I used to be. And I really encourage you to do a lot of research before you back these games. Listen to the other content creators out there and pick apart their words and find out exactly what works for you. Read the rule books, scan the rule books for God's sakes. Look at some of the gameplay. Sponsored or not, You need to see it in motion or know about the things that, happen in motion to understand the game. And then you make an informed backing decision. And that's something that I really pride myself on, is making sure I'm safe with my words and I'm smart with my words so that you can understand the key points of what a game experience is like. Hopefully I'm helping you make informed backing decisions. Hopefully our channel is doing that. For my solo crowd though, I really want to make sure that you know that I'm backing games, but I'm also doing promotion for games that follow my heart, and I really want to show you these types of games. It's just that once you get over $100, even $80, you're really going into people's budget. That's very important. That's a light bill. That's all kinds of stuff. That's food for groceries for a half a month, whatever. And I don't want to eat into that chunk by being like, go out and back that. Go ahead and get that. Oh my God, But sometimes I'm that excited. But I definitely need to watch out for that. And I feel like content creators who do watch out for that and just inform you are the best ones. I'm not going to get into who's the best one and play Pit and War and who's my favorites, but I definitely say take a look around, even the smaller channels that do a lot more in-depth stuff because they just have time to, or they want to make 20, 30-minute videos about the game. Check them out. You can find out a lot about these games. And really scan these Kickstarter pages a lot deeper. Stay in the comments. Look at the FAQs. If they have a rule book or a digital version, maybe take some time and do that, because this is an investment, folks. All right, I'm being preachy. I'm over talking and what things, but I'm going to try to cut some of this stuff out maybe for next time. And I'm going to leave it there. This is going to end my first show here. Hopefully you get some information. You know how I feel about stuff, but I want to know how you feel about stuff. And you can react to any of these things. Ask questions. I will be in the comments, and hopefully I helped you make some good decisions. That's really what I care about, is making sure I'm having fun and sharing how I feel, because some of you really do value my opinion, and I'm thankful for that. I'm truly thankful for that, and that's why I turn on the camera and do this with a smile, because I'm actually excited about it. All right, folks, you take care. You have a wonderful day. Don't forget, comment, like, subscribe. Yes, I need that. It lets me know that I want to do more of this stuff. And you take care. See you next time.